Hey horror fans, I just finished watching The Possession of Emily Grace and I do want to warn you there are going to be spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, now is a good time to back out. I'm going to start off talking about what I loved about the movie and then I'm going to talk about some issues that I had with this movie. What I loved about this movie is that it was an interesting concept, and keep in mind there are spoilers, but keep in mind that I did think there was an interesting concept. Now, you get a possessed person. We skip the whole part of where they become possessed, and it ends up being a body in the morgue, kind of like a zombie type twist in a way, where then we have our protagonist, who in this case is someone recovering from Alcoholics Anonymous, who's now apparently working at a morgue to try to get over her fears. This is kind of a cool concept. It's something that we haven't really seen too often. It's a nice little twist to the genre. However, this is where I go to the parts that I don't like so much. And keep in mind, there's quite a bit of them, so this section's considerably going to be longer. What I don't like is not knowing anything about the antagonist, which gives me no type of emotional connection to the character of Hannah whatsoever. I get that she's a young girl that was possessed and she had to be suffocated at the beginning, but that's really all I know. I don't know, for instance, how she became possessed, why she became possessed, and what are the ramifications of her being possessed in terms of what it meant for her life. They introduced the dad character. I have absolutely no emotional connection between the character of the dad and Hannah. He seems like a generic character who could easily just kill his daughter because she's possessed and really isn't too concerned with trying to figure out how to drive this spirit out of her. Thanks, Dad. So that's something that does concern me. Now, there's nothing. I don't know if maybe the filmmaker's intent is like, hey, let's make this one, and then our sequel can be like how the story of how Hannah got possessed. But guys, come on. We need to know a little bit more about the antagonists other than they're just there to be scary. That leads me to my other complaint, guys. Can we get a little bit more original in terms of our possessed characters? They all do the same thing. They can levitate people. They're usually girls with really long hair, and they crawl up walls and walk in a spider like motion. I get it. We're paying homage to the classic Exorcist movie. We're paying homage to movies like The Conjuring, more modern movies that have a unique twist on this. But now I think we can expect a little more, especially from Screen Gems, a big theatrical, multi-million dollar budget. Let's get a little bit more original in terms of our storytelling. This leads to the main concern that I had, the main part that really kept me from loving this movie, and that is not understanding clearly why Hannah has not killed our protagonist initially. I don't know if this is really explained. Could it be that she wanted to use her as the next vessel she gets into, which I'm guessing is what the filmmaker intent is, but this isn't really clear, so I have no idea why she didn't just take her out in 5 seconds. Having said that, I understand that this is a story, being trained in screenwriting, I understand this is a story of someone that's overcoming their addictions. And in terms of the character progression and growth, the antagonist is simply there, but is not the main driving force of this narrative. It's really a story of our protagonist versus her own inner demons. Hannah just happens to be a side character that is supposed to really creep us out and help our character get to where she wants to get to. I have issues with this movie, guys, all around, but I had a good time watching it and it had some legitimate scares. Had I seen this casually on Netflix or just a random independent movie, I would have been a little easier on it. But guys, this was a theatrical release. There was money put into this, a marketing budget put into this, and I just think this could have and should have been better. There were some high points, some terrifying suspenseful scenes, yes. Some good comedic relief, yes. That security guard that looked like Carrot Top brought a lot to the story. However, I felt that just all too much. There were just too many generic characters. This is not a horror movie I'm going to see twice, for that matter, and quite frankly, I don't think I can recommend it. It's a good watch to rent at home. Taking a theatrical trip, maybe not so much. But if you love horror movies like me, you gotta check it out, is the way that I'll put it. Anyhow, guys, we have another Possession movie. Again, it does not live up to the original The Exorcist. I would even say it doesn't even live up to The Exorcism of Emily Rose, for that matter. In terms of its genre, it is entertaining, but it's not great. In fact, I would say it's not very good. This is a fair attempt, and I would give this 3 skulls out of 5. So do watch at your own risk. If you love possession movies, then go watch it. It doesn't add anything really new to the genre. It's a little cliche, but at the end of the day, did I have fun? I did. Peace out, horror fans.